Jayden Daniels is the top quarterback and arguably best player in the upcoming 2024 draft. The former Heisman winner has come to the national spotlight after an incredible run with LSU this season.
Rushing yards this past season, also had nearly 4,000 passing yards. He accounted for 40 touchdowns through the air with just 4 interceptions. He was unbelievable, dicing teams up at the college level. Meanwhile, at the pro level, where he's going to be virtually unstoppable, is that there is always a plan to deter a running quarterback. It rarely works once the ball is snapped and that quarterback is running in the open field. Perhaps you can call it the Lamar Jackson influence that I am feeling right now.
However, as the draft approaches, many people are wondering how Daniels will pan out at the next level. What is the truth behind the analysis of his game? Some fans believe he will be just another running quarterback who lacks the necessary tools to lead a team to multiple championships.
Now he is eligible, and so if you look at the bigger picture, I'm still going Drake May over Jayden Daniels, but Jayden Daniels has surged up lists extremely fast. So I'm not saying he's too.
Mike T's talking about how slightly built Jayden Daniels is, and that's something that's going to make teams worry about his ability to sustain a long career.
In this video, we take a deeper dive into the career of Jayden Daniels to uncover the truth. Is the former Heisman winner all that he lives up to be, or is it just unsustainable hype? Daniels was a 4-star recruit out of Cajun High School in San Bernardino, California. According to 247 Sports, he was ranked as the #1 dual-threat quarterback in the country. Now, let's be completely honest. It's true that no one paid that much attention to Daniels when he initially took his talent to Arizona State.
Without further ado, for the next couple of years, I'll be taking my talents to Arizona State University.
Although he was a big recruit, many fans of the college football world had their eyes on bigger market teams like LSU at the time and their star quarterback, Joe Burrow. However, once with the Sun Devils, Daniels would make an immediate impact. He was named Arizona State starter as a true freshman and even led the team to a 3-0 start at the beginning of the season. For the very few ASU fans and Jayden's teammates, it was apparent at the time that the kid was special from the very beginning. After his freshman season, ASU finished at 8-5 with Daniels completing the season with 2,943 yards, 17 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. Not too bad for a freshman. During this season, he also had the privilege of throwing to future NFL stars such as Brandon Ayuk, and it would become apparent that Jayden was highly respected by the upperclassmen.
All right, you're a senior. You've been around for a minute, but Jayden Daniels is a true freshman making his first start. What did you see from him?
Just calm. Just the guy we knew he was since the spring. He's just so calm for a 19-year-old dude, and love that dude. Just play well.
Unfortunately, this would all change the day Jayden Daniels decided to enter the transfer portal.
Get it out. He out of this. Suck anyway.
What are your thoughts on Arizona State QB Jayden Daniels entering the transfer portal? How could you possibly know what this kid's capable of?
After 3 seasons with the Arizona State Sun Devils, Daniels decided it would be time for a change of scenery. Now, there was a lot of confusion around why Daniels decided to enter the transfer portal in the first place. Well, let's backtrack and take a look at the events leading up to his decision. In 2020, Daniels' season was halted by the COVID pandemic. With only 4 games played that season, Jayden was set to begin his junior season with a considerable amount of hype surrounding him. During his junior season, the momentum began taking a turn as Daniels finished the season with the same amount of interceptions as touchdowns at 10. The hype around Daniels would begin to fade as the freshman season he provided seemed to be a fluke. To make matters worse, Arizona State became under NCAA investigation in 2021 for violating NCAA recruiting restrictions during the COVID pandemic.
Arizona State, just wow. Wow, wow, wow. We were told early in the week by George Reister on Twitter, through a cryptic tweet, which is beautiful. I love the art of the cryptic tweet. We were told there was a major bombshell about to break, presumably out on the West Coast.
These restrictions involved having recruits on campus in 2020 during a mandated recruiting dead period. You probably are asking yourself, so what? Programs get in trouble all the time. It doesn't mean you have to leave. And while I completely agree with this statement, this issue was slightly different. The truth is, Daniels was caught up in the middle of the investigation as it was reported through Yahoo Sports that the young star's mom was assisting ASU by helping book more than $1,000 in flights for recruits. In addition to this, ASU's coaching staff structure would start to fall apart as coaches began to resign or become fired.
I don't know how anyone in that football program survives this right now. I totally agree.
The thing is you don't know how big the scope is.
For possibly bringing recruits to campus during a 15-month NCAA dead period.
Was it just one weekend, a few recruits, or was it multiple weekends?
This would be enough drama for Daniels, prompting him to opt for a change of scenery for the better. At this point of his career, Daniels was no longer in the shadows of the college football world. With former Heisman winner Joe Burrow in the NFL, the quarterback position for LSU was pretty open. And after 3 rocky years, it was finally time for a breakthrough.
Get used to it. Jayden Daniels has officially portaled to LSU. What a quarterback room now. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but to remind you, he was the #1 dual threat quarterback in the country in 2019.
In his first year in Baton Rouge, he carried the Tigers to the SEC championship game by running for at least 90 yards in 5 games, throwing for at least 245 and 5 more, and scoring 28 total touchdowns. Jayden Daniels would truly save his best season for last. During the 2023 season, he threw for 3,812 yards, 40 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions while completing 72.2% of his passes. On the ground, he would also average 11.7 yards per attempt. Sheesh. For star athletes, there is always that specific game that makes you unforgettable. For Daniels, this game would be an iconic moment as he picked apart Florida's defense on the ground and threw in the air for 6 total touchdowns. However, Daniels' season would be cut short. In a rivalry game against Alabama, Dallas Turner laid a lick on Daniels, knocking him out of the game. This would be an unfortunate turn of events for LSU, eventually costing them a road to hopes of a national championship. The truth about Jayden Daniels is that he has the highest ceiling out of all the available quarterbacks in the draft.
Jayden Daniels there. So what is this developing opinion you have, Phil? Is it on the rise or cooling on Jayden Daniels?
I'm not cooling on Jayden Daniels, and I haven't spoken to anyone who has told me to cool on Jayden Daniels, and that's why I'm still feeling as though if there's one quarterback at the top of the draft, for the Patriots to invest in, it feels like it should be Jayden Daniels. Again,
Daniels would be voted the Heisman winner this past 2023 season, despite only being limited to 5 games. With the upcoming draft, there is much discussion around the upcoming draft class as they are loaded with talent. However the fans might take it, the data and numbers speak for themselves. Jayden Daniels is the real deal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. If you want to see how good Caleb Downs is, then click this video.